Hey everybody, just starting out. Probably nobody in the stream yet, but I realized a lot of people watch these after I do the stream. I didn't realize how common that was here on YouTube, so I'm just start talking right from the beginning, so it's not too boring for you while you all wait for somebody else to join. Or excuse me, for people to join the stream and for me to like really kick things off. I'm just seeing my trying to find it. There we go. Trying to find my stream. There we go. So I always get the stream going in the background so I know the audio is working and everything. Looks like it is. It's really funny. YouTube has this little error that happens where if I've just clicked another video and hit back and then click my stream, I see the comments from the other video. So I'm seeing a bunch of comments over here from Joey, the anime man's just video underneath my my stream, but I think there's a chat I can keep an eye on here. Just gonna put a test in. If you're in the stream, everything's working, let me know. Okay, cool. Looks like we're in good shape. Don't know if anybody's in yet. No big deal. If you are, hi. Feel free to drop comments, questions, whatever in the chat, and we're doing Excel stuff today. I kind of just like having these streams open as I do my like work in the background, and I can answer questions and stuff as we go. But if you saw the thumbnail, I just used a thumbnail from one of my recent videos that used this. Hey DJ, thanks for hopping in. I see you in the chat there. And this was like this fun little project where we took that little data set there and just saw like all the different ways we could visualize this tiny little data set in Excel. And it was just a really fun project where we're like showing how you can make geocharts. You can combine geocharts with other chart types. You can do slope charts, double line charts, horizontal bars, vertical bars, donuts, so many different things. And I think it was just a great way to illustrate to people like you don't need to have an amazing set of data to get started. If you want to start learning kind of data visualization principles, you can just go for it, even if all you have is six cells worth of actual data here. We'll call it 8 if you include the years. So yeah, and yeah, anybody, if you, like I said, if you have questions, whatever, drop them in the chat. I never really know what people are looking to see, right? What are you most interested in? I feel like if I just do tutorials on these streams, folks who come in late miss the beginning, so it's like they can get really confused. But I can do like little targeted segmented learning stuff if we want to, or show examples of different chart types and how they're built. I can do anything really, or just answer questions. I found there's just a lot of questions about careers in Excel and in data visualization that come up. And I always enjoy answering those types of questions because I've been working in the space for a long time now and have, I think, some kind of unique insights because I've had a very like non-standard independent career, and I've gotten to work with a lot of really big brands and a lot of really small brands too. So, okay, DJ, you're saying your geocharts don't look like mine. So when you drop your geocharts in, I'm going to click into this, show you here. Give me a second. I'm just going to show you the formatting stuff to be aware of. So when you just click on the overall chart, your fill and your border are what go in the background of your chart. I like to just do transparent so that all we have is the chart itself. How did you get the section of your geochart to focus? Is it 2 charts? Yes, it is. Let me show you that example instead because it sounds like that's the one you're interested in. So this is another geochart here. And these are 2 geocharts. Oops, sorry, my zoom's kind of being a little weird right now. So this one, if we click into it and go to our format data series option, is multiple country/regions, meaning it's going to show the country/regions around the area where there's data, not just the area that has data. Then this other one here is set up to show, I believe, only countries with data. Let me zoom in here. Give me a sec. I'm having a little trouble clicking in because I've got a bunch of other charts. Yeah, so in this one, we're showing only regions with data. And that's just that same selector I was just showing you a second ago. And then this little thing, this is just, I inserted a rectangle and a line for the little zoom area there. I do this a lot, which is stack charts together, right? a chart maybe by itself isn't as useful, but when you combine it with other charts or different views of the same data, all of a sudden it can become a lot more useful and a lot more powerful. And especially for geocharts, that's true, right? Geocharts by themselves are kind of hard to interpret. They don't really give us super useful insights by themselves. But when we combine them with other chart types, they can be super powerful. I talk about this a lot, but like geocharts get used a lot. And I mean that from actual testing I've done with my own dashboards that I've built, meaning I've done A/B tests of several dashboards, one with a geochart, one without a geochart. The one with the geochart has consistently gotten used more. That's not because the geocharts are super useful. It's not because they're super actionable. It's because geocharts are flippin' cool. People love seeing geocharts. It feels fancy and neat and makes you feel like you're using some cool fancy interface in a movie or something. And that is important, right? Dashboards have to get used by regular people, and regular people are not totally rational. We just like cool things. We like aesthetics. We like fun stuff, and geocharts kind of fit into that category. Geocharts are also a really good UI element. So like in this example here, I use my geocharts sometimes just to show where we're looking at. So like in this case, we're looking at the US, but we're really looking at the South, right? This region here. And then if I switch this up and we go to a different region, all of a sudden we see, oh, now we're looking at the West Coast. So the geochart can kind of give us a sense of where we are in terms of geography, and that, hey, the data we're looking at is just from this section, not from the rest of these areas. And that can be very, very useful as well. Right. Looks like we only have a couple people in the stream right now. So if y'all have questions, great. If not, no big deal. I am, like I said, I'm just kind of hanging out right now. I was just actually doing some of my regular old work, but I thought it would be fun to have the stream open while I do it and answer questions. Let me get the chat window open over here. Yeah, so if more people hop in, I will continue answering questions and stuff if you have them. Otherwise, I might close this stream out soon. I've been noticing the streams have been very slow lately. We haven't had a huge audience on these, and I think could just be midweek. It could be that we're doing them in the morning. There's a million reasons that it could be. So I don't want to, it's not necessarily discouraging. It's just like I don't want to take up too much of my bandwidth here on the small streams. And I think typically I just record a video, post that, and that sometimes reaches a larger audience. So we'll see. It's no big deal. Thank you for tuning in, though, DJ. I appreciate it and appreciate the question. And yeah, I'll just kind of keep hanging out here for a little bit, maybe 5 minutes or so. And if nobody else hops on, then I'll probably cut out early, I think, if that's the case. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case. So I have a much bigger account on TikTok. That's where a lot of my stuff happens, and I have no idea why. I didn't really expect things would work on TikTok, but they have. So a lot of times I'm sort of choosing to stream between the two. I'm trying to figure out how to stream both places at once, but for TikTok especially, I've been trying to come up with just ways to kind of get that audience engaged a little bit. Yeah, DJ, that's a really good question. I don't schedule these, and I should be. And that's another thing I mentioned on my last stream, is that I was going to start trying to schedule these a little bit better, because right now I'm just hopping on when I hop on, and I realize a lot of people do scheduling of them. And that makes sense. I get that. I think I didn't realize that people actually wait to hop on and watch these, but I guess that's kind of part of how it works. I'm totally new to this space. I'm really just winging it. Certainly no expert about streaming or anything in this space, really, so I'm just kind of testing things out and seeing what works. But yeah. Oh, I think we saw somebody else hop on the stream. Hey, whoever's joined, thanks for hopping on. It's been, whoever just hopped on, it's, like I said, it's been a pretty slow day today, so I'm probably going to end the stream early. If you have questions or anything, drop them in the chat, though, and I'll answer them. But if not, no big deal. I'm just going to kind of be hanging out here, answering questions if we have them, and then probably signing off soon if we don't. Cool. DJ, thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. yeah. It's fun. I like learning new stuff. I'm a relatively old dude at this point in my life, and learning something new like this has been really fun. I always thought of myself as being very tech aware and knowing what's going on, but I really completely missed the streaming kind of stuff. I completely missed a lot of the new social platforms, and so I'm learning about it. Hey, Andrea. Good afternoon to you as well. I'm assuming since it's afternoon, you're probably in another part of the world, which is awesome. Thanks for hopping on. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, well, you know what? Things are slowing down. I think I'm going to hop off, folks. Thank you all for tuning in just for a little bit here. And I think this is, if you're somebody watching this after the fact, sorry I didn't go deeper on anything. I'll maybe do that in a future stream. I think I need to structure these, do some scheduling, have topics to cover and all of that. Oh, DJ, you had one last question. Would you mind going over the formatting for the blue GeoChart that you were talking about earlier? Yeah, this one. So first things first, when you do a GeoChart, there's two selections. One is the chart area, one's just the whole background. So I make sure my whole background is transparent, so there's nothing behind it. So it's just floating on whatever I put behind it. This is a shape that I've added behind it, like a rounded rectangle. Then you click into your actual series, and oops, give me a sec. The data series itself, map projection, I just do automatic. Map area is only regions with data in this case, right? I only want to show regions that actually have data in them. I don't have labels on this one. Instead, I have just added these bar charts separately. These are each, oh, sorry, you can't really see. These are each separate bar charts that are just floating on top, and the bar charts are filtered to data just for that region. And then as we get into the data series, here's the thing. You have two gradient options. You have a sequential or diverging. Sequential is just two sides, so one color to another color. Diverging is two colors and then a neutral midpoint. That works if you're showing something like maybe political leanings or kind of something where you have negative and positive values, that sort of thing. But usually you're just going to use sequential. Your min value, I personally like to have my min value be something that kind of is closer to the background color so that it's not as noticeable. It feels like it blends into the background. And then my max value, I make something contrasting, so something either a lot darker or a lot lighter. You have to experiment with this a little bit to get the right amount of contrast, right? So like that felt too dark to me, so I made it a little lighter, and that felt about right. A big thing here is that if your values are really spread out, if you have too much contrast, everything might look like a super low value, and only one value might look really high. So you might want to then have a little less contrast between the two colors. So anyway, that's how I did that, DJ, if that's helpful. And for whatever reason, we now have a lot more people in the stream. So I might keep going for a little bit here. But yeah, let's see. If anybody just joined, if you have questions, comments, wondering about Excel, wondering about data, careers in data, any of that, let me know. I was just winding down the stream and then some folks hopped on. So I will continue asking questions for a little bit if anybody has any questions you want answered. Oh, DJ, yeah, no problem. Super happy to help. Yeah, I think GeoCharts can be very confusing. The formatting's not super intuitive, the way it's set up. Like, oftentimes people can't even get into the menu to format their data series. So I think it's helpful to just walk people through, like, here's each piece that you can customize. But yeah, like I said before, I really think GeoCharts pair really well with other chart types, like in this case, these bar charts and stuff. GeoCharts by themselves often aren't quite enough. They're usually more of like a design element than anything else. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to do one last final call here. If anybody has any questions, anything you want me to talk about, toss them into the chat. If not, I'll probably sign off here in a sec. But I'll just keep an eye out for another minute or two. And if we don't see anything, I'll probably end the stream. But if anybody has questions, I'll answer them. You probably hear my cats in the background too. And if they keep being meowy, I might go grab them and put them on stream. My cats have recently learned that they're just starting to get old enough that they're figuring out that meowing will get them attention, right? Like, will get me to focus on them. And they're kind of have been sort of testing out how much meowing to do to see if I'll feed them more, right? They're the kinds of cats who I feed them a lot, trust me, but they just always want more food. And so it's been this like balancing act of like teaching them, hey, meowing, it's not going to get you any food, but uh, we'll see. They just really testing the limits of it right lately of how much can I meow before anything happens. Right, hold on, I'm gonna grab my one cat here real quick, and then I think I don't see any other questions or comments, so I'm gonna probably end the stream here unless I see any other questions. Give me one second, the cat's coming. Where are you, Gummy Bear? Come on, what are you doing? All right, here we go. Thanks for being patient, everybody. Ta-da! This is Gummy. He's a little bald cat. All right. Ooh, you purring? I don't know if you can hear the purring in the mic. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah. No, I have amazing cats. I love these two. Mo is sleeping over here right now, so I don't want to bother him, but I figured I'd grab Gummy. All right. Okay, well, I don't see any other questions or comments, folks, so I am gonna, I think, end the stream here. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. I appreciate it. I am going to try to be doing a better job scheduling these ahead of time so folks know when they're happening. And if you have questions, comments, anything like that, just drop them as comments on videos. That's usually the best way for me to see them because I try to look at every comment I get. If you're not on the newsletter, go join the newsletter. There's a link on my profile. If you are not checking out TikTok stuff as well, go check out the TikTok. That's where I post most of my stuff. I think the account is Big Excel Energy on TikTok. So go check that out if you're into TikTok. And yeah, if you have other stuff, like I said, just comment on my videos and let me know. Everybody have a good one. See ya. And I'll be back soon with more.